Hey, so listen, this is one of the most asked questions to me from parents. Pardon me while I get my green juice in. But I would say that one of the most asked questions to me as a basketball coach is, Coach, how do I get my son more or daughter more exposure? How do I get my son or daughter more exposure? And so this is what I want to tell them. I mean, this is what I tell them, and I want to share with you today, because I know you may be asking, right? You're probably, if your athlete is there yet or is not there yet, this is what at some point you may be thinking, you may want to know, and you should know. And so how do I get my son or daughter more exposure? Well, first, let's start by doing this. What is it that you're looking for? Does that make sense, right? A lot of parents want exposure, but they don't know what they're looking for. And so here's what I mean. Are you looking for exposure to get feedback? Are you looking for exposure for an offer? Are you looking for exposure from a particular level, right? Be it just any college. Okay, well, that's wide and that's broad, right? Is it junior college? Is it Division III? Is it NAIA? Is it Division II? Is it Division I? Because based on that, there are different strategies, right? You can use one strategy and reach them all, but if you want to expedite and enhance the percentages of the exposure returning back to you from the investment that you put in, right? What are you looking for? Are you looking for a particular level? Now you know how to devise the plan to hit that level. But let's just say you're just looking for exposure from any college. Okay, well, now based on that exposure, what's the end game? That's number two. So the first thing is understand what level you're looking to get exposure from. The second thing is now, what is the end game? Are you looking to get exposure from, let's say, a Power 5 school because you want for your athlete to now eventually go to the pros? Or maybe you're looking for exposure from a particular level because you want your son or daughter to play and be a one and done, right? Well, if that's you, you're probably not watching this video, because even though we can help and service those one and dones or the ones looking for those Power 5 schools, right? Even though we can help those individuals, that's not really our audience. And so again, if that's you, then I welcome you, because it's probably your first time checking me out. But what's the end goal? Are you looking, right? And now my particular audience, those that I serve, now are you looking to get exposure to get college paid for and to have your son or daughter graduate from college? Is it to have them go to college, graduate from college, and graduate from college debt free, right? It's one thing you want your son or athlete to get exposure so that they can go to college. It's another thing you want your son and daughter to get exposure so that they can go to college and not have to pay for college. It's another thing you want your son or daughter to go to college, graduate from college, and graduate debt free. And then there's go to college and graduate from college. There's a lot of different scenarios. So what's your end game? Right? We've ruled out those one and done that want to go to the league, right? Or those Power 5 that want to go to those Power 5 so that they can eventually go to the league. If that's their only mission, again, they're probably not here. But those that want to get exposure to go to college and possibly go to college and graduate debt free, that's who's here. So the second thing is, what's your end game? Now the third thing is, now you want to identify what is the best fit currently for your athlete. What's the best fit for them? Are they okay with the coach that is more demanding? Are they okay with a coach that's more laid back, right? Or do they work best with a coach that's demanding, with a coach that's more laid back? Do they do best in a program that like runs? Do they do best in a program that walks the ball up court every time and call plays, right? Like, what is the best fit for your athlete currently? And then you can start to move on to those people that you would like to get exposure from. So the third thing is to understand, right, what that thing is that you're looking for, that's right for your athlete right now. Is this a good fit for my athlete right now? And if it's a good fit for my athlete right now, then those individuals will possibly, right, take a better look at them, because that's their level. A coach on a higher level may not look down, right? But now, if your athlete is hitting that target of getting that exposure for programs that's a best fit for them currently, then as they get those wins, they will then begin to go higher until the next level that they're at. Does that make sense? That's why when we always talk about be the right recruit, right? Because you're constantly growing, your athlete is constantly growing, constantly developing, because if they want that Power 5, if they want that one and done, right, they may have the athletic ability, but they may not be the person that's ready for that thing yet. That's why when we say it's all, your athlete is always becoming better, growing. And so those are the three things that I inform parents when they ask me the question about, I want my son or daughter to have more exposure. But now here's a bonus, because you know they always attempt to give you a bonus whenever I can, right? So here's the thing. Here's the bonus. Exposure is not just coaches getting and putting an eye on your athlete. That's not all exposure is. Let me be in a location so that coaches can see my son or daughter. Exposure is also from the athlete side. And what are they being exposed to? Does that make sense? Because a lot of times our young people nowadays, they're exposed to so many things that may not be good for them. But have they been exposed to those things that can open their eyes to get them further to where they want to go? Yeah, you got all the videos and the songs and all that exposing them to all type of different things that maybe we weren't exposed to when we were coming up. However, have they been exposed to a college campus, right? Because now we talk about becoming, it's all about developing. So have they been exposed to stepping on a college campus, walking inside of the buildings on a college campus, wherever you are? And I hear parents all the time, right? I'm looking for the exposure, and because our town is so small, coaches don't come to our town. Well, there's a college somewhere near you. Community college, right, which is junior college. NAI, Division III, Division II, Division I. There's a college somewhere near you. I would say within at least, there has to be a college within at least an hour from wherever you are watching this video. Has to be at least and some college, at least an hour away from wherever you are currently watching this video. Now, it may not be the school that your athlete may want to label it with. Let's say if they want to go to a major Division I university and all that you have is, say, a nursing college close to you. Well, it's not going to mirror, no. But still, have they been on a college campus? Have they been inside of the buildings inside of the college? Have they been in a college gymnasium? Have they been in a college gymnasium during a game? Have they been to a college practice? Have they just sat in while the college teams are doing their strength training? Or have they walked around and talked to admissions counselors, the financial aid office, right? That's one part of exposure. Also, like traveling, and one of the good things about club ball and AAU ball is that they will travel. But now, are they just traveling to be in the hotel? So now they're seeing the hotel and they're seeing the gymnasium of this particular town, but are they being exposed to other things about that town, about that neighborhood, about that community? So there are different exposure things, right? Are they, have they been to a musical, right? Have they been to a theater? It's so many different things, but exposure is just not coaches putting their eyes on your athlete. I want to make that clear to you. Coaches just putting their eyes on your athlete is not just the only way to look at exposure. So those are the three things that I give to parents when they ask me those questions. But the bonus is understanding what exposure is. It's not always the coach just putting their eyes on your athlete. It's about also your athlete being exposed, right? Exposure is just becoming aware, introduction, right? Awareness. Allow them to get exposure through other things that will then continue to help them become the person that they have to be in order to get that thing that they want. They have to be that person first. We all have to be that person first to get that thing that God has already waiting for us. And so while that's happening, right, and what we obviously do at Hoops Master and Bless the Ball is now we help you not only become that way, but also help your athlete become with their athletic ability also simultaneously. So now that speeds up the process of them becoming that person that they need to get that thing, that goal that they're looking for, by gathering the tools necessary to become more recruitment ready. All right, so this is Coach Carvel Bailey. I am out here right now in the gazebo, right? I come out here in the morning and, get my stretch in and listen to my jazz and drink my green juice. But I wanted to film this real quick because that's the main question that I get all the time from my chia seeds and my green juice too. So that's the main question that I get all the time. And so I wanted to come on here and to answer that question for those people that have the same question. And so if this is you, right? If you're an athlete or if you are concerned with the whole exposure and don't really know where to start, right? Take those three tips and apply them immediately, right? Start planning that out right now, right? The plan, right? The end game and the perfect fit, right? And then the exposure. Start getting those things together right now for your athlete and start putting them in place while summer is still going on. And, while coaches aren't necessarily in season, right? Go ahead and get that done. And even if you're watching this at some point in time and it's in December and it's in, right? Like those things still apply. those things still apply, even though coaches are in season, right? But now, again, you may have a better opportunity to make all those things happen. Is even the exposure for your athlete. But if your athlete, right, if you know that your athlete needs assistance with this, they need to build those tools to help them become that person that they need to become to get that thing that they're looking for. If you know that that's your athlete and you want them to get that while simultaneously enhancing and improving their basketball game by improving their confidence, their IQ, that awareness that we talked about, right, their basketball skills as we just discussed, right, as well as that exposure, giving them all those tools to be able to help them become more recruitment ready. If you know that that is what your athlete needs to get them over to the next side, right, then definitely feel free to schedule a call with us. If you haven't had an opportunity to check out my free case study training, where I go a little bit deeper into some things. All right, so if this is your first time, then I definitely want to help you get access to that video. If you've been watching me, just never have went and checked out that free training, that free case study training that I've done to be able to help you understand what things are necessary to be able to help your athlete become more recruitment ready, then go check that out at BeTheRightRecruit.com. BeTheRightRecruit.com. All right, so it should be somewhere on the screen right here too. So but it's BeTheRightRecruit.com. Go check out my free case study training, and if you know that this is what your athlete needs and what they must have in order to get to that other side, then definitely schedule a discovery call with us, and let's hop online and see the helicopters flying. Let's hop on the phone and dig a little bit deeper and find out what's really going on with your athlete and how we can help them. All right, so I'm about done with my stretching, right? Just wanted to make this video for y'all, so I'm about to go inside and get things going, get my day started, right? Y'all have a productive day on purpose. All right, it's Coach Carvel Bailey. I'll talk to y'all a little bit later on. Peace.